Hello everyone, this is your physics loving friend ARK here. Some of the students asked me to explain the concept on friction. Before going to that, let me make a request. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends and ask them to subscribe the channel to get more and more videos. So coming to the friction, the force which opposes the motion or the tendency of motion is called the friction. Tendency of motion is called friction. So generally friction comes into play when there is interlocking of irregularities present in the surfaces. Okay. So for example, let it be the rough surface. So on this rough surface we have kept a body of mass m. So since it is a rough surface, under this microscopic level, if you observe this one, that is the contact, it will be having some irregularities. So the body is kept on this one so they will be interlocked. So here there will be the irregularities get interlocked. So because of this interlocking, here some contact forces will be developed. Let the contact forces be N1 and here let it be N2, or here let it be N3, like this. If you resolve these contact forces into two components, so for example, it is making some angle theta N1. So if you resolve this one in a horizontal manner and a vertical component, similarly this one and this one. So if you observe, the vertical components of these contact forces will balance the weight of the body. Okay, and the horizontal components of these contact forces is responsible for opposition. So that means the horizontal components of these contact forces is responsible for friction, that is opposition of relative motion between these two surfaces. Okay, understood? So this opposition, that means the horizontal components, the cumulative effect of these horizontal contact forces, these horizontal components result in opposition, that is friction. Okay. So for example, here there is a body, here there is a body, and the body is kept on this surface, on this rough surface. So the weight of the body will be acted on this surface in vertically downward direction. Since here there is a contact, normal reaction will be exerted on this body in vertically upward direction. So this is one of the contact forces, and here we have the horizontal component of those contact forces, that is frictional force. whenever a force F is, an external force F is applied on this body, so that this body moves or it has a tendency to move, then what happens, since there is a relative motion between these two surfaces, an opposition, that is frictional force will be acted in order to oppose that tendency of motion. So frictional force will be F. So here we are having two contact forces. One is normal reaction in this direction, and another one is frictional force F. The resultant of these two forces, let it be R. This R is called the net contact force. The net contact force from parallel law of vectors. So the net contact force R is equal to root of n square plus f square. So this is the net contact force. Okay. So here types of friction between two surfaces. Whenever two surfaces are in contact, the friction is categorized into three types. Of course, rolling friction is there in addition to these three. Static friction is the friction, or the static friction acts when the body is at rest. So when the body is at rest, the friction will be static friction. Similarly, kinetic friction acts when the body is in motion. So coming to the limiting friction, it is the maximum limit up to which it is the maximum limit of static friction up to which the body is at rest, or beyond which the body tends to move. Okay, so that friction is said to be limiting friction. The maximum limit of static friction is called limiting friction. So these are the three types of frictions which will be acted when two surfaces are in contact. Now let us talk about static friction. So static friction is the friction which will be acted when the body is at rest. For example, let us consider a rough surface. Let us consider a rough surface on which a body of mass m is placed, and that body is at rest. Okay. So since the body is at rest and it doesn't have any tendency to move, so here there will be no friction. F is equal to 0. Right? As there is no tendency of motion, there will be no relative motion between these two surfaces. So the friction will not be acted. So F is equal to 0. So whenever an external force F is acted on this body and still the body is at rest, since the external force is acted, so here there is a point of tendency to move, isn't it? So here there is a point of tendency to move. Here there is a tendency of motion. So there will be an opposition which will oppose the relative motion. So here, since the body is at rest, the frictional force will be static frictional force. So here, as we increase the force, the static frictional force also increases till the body is at rest. Because as we are increasing the force, the tendency to move, that is the tendency of motion, also increases. Understood? So here, as the tendency of motion increases, there will be an opposition. So that opposition nature also increases in order to stop this motion. So therefore frictional force also increases. So from this we can say that static frictional force is a self-adjusting force. Here Fs is equal to capital F, so that the net force will be 0, the body will be at rest. Clear? Understood? So here the body is ready to move by the application of force. As force is applied and the body is ready to slide. So, the magnitude of the limiting friction depends on normal reaction and nature of the surface. For example, let us consider a body of mass m which is kept on the rough horizontal surface like this. So here the normal reaction force will be acted in this way, in upward direction, that is normal to the surface. And here the magnitude of the static frictional force, that is Fs, is directly proportional to normal reaction. So using proportionality simple constant, Fs is equal to mu s into m, where this mu s is called coefficient of static friction. So it is a static friction coefficient. Okay. So here this mu s is equal to Fs by n. So describe the motion of the block if F is equal to 20 Newton, 40 Newton and 60 Newton. Here there is a body of mass 10 kg resting on horizontal surface. Mu s is equal to 0.52, that is static friction coefficient is 0.52 and kinetic friction coefficient mu k is equal to 0.50. Here the horizontal force F is acted in this way. So if F is changed, what is the nature of motion of the body? What is the motion of the body? So that we have to describe. Now further, as the body is in contact with the floor, so the normal reaction M is equal to mg. So that is 10 into mass is 10 kg. Let us take G value as 10. So that is 100 Newton. As the force F is acted on this body, now let us find the maximum frictional force, that is the limiting frictional force. So Fs maximum is equal to formula mu s into m. Since mu s is equal to 0.52 into n means 100, so that means 52 Newton. Right. So here, if the force F is equal to, first case, if F is equal to 20 Newton, if 20 Newton force is applied on the body, the maximum frictional force is 52. That means as the force increases up to 52 Newton, the body will not move, isn't it? So as F is equal to 20 Newton, which is less than the maximum frictional force, Fs maximum, so the body will be in motion or rest? Obviously it will be at rest. Next, second case, if F is equal to 40 Newton, then also, which is less than the maximum frictional force, so in this case also the body will be at rest. The third case, F is equal to 60 Newton. So here the force F is 60 Newton, which is more than or which is greater than the maximum frictional force, that is the limiting frictional force. Right? So here the body will be having some tendency to move, and as the frictional, that is the force applied, the external force F is greater than the limiting frictional force, obviously the body will be moving, isn't it? So here this is the body of mass 10 kg, the force applied is 60 Newton. So here, as it is in motion, as it is moving with some acceleration A, here kinetic frictional force will be acted, Fk. Fk is equal to mu k into n. Mu k into n. So therefore, now find out the acceleration. Let us find the acceleration of the body. So F net is equal, as the body is moving with acceleration A in forward direction. So F net will be 60 minus the frictional force Fk. This is the F net. F net is equal to Ma. So 10 into A, where 10 is the mass of the body. So 16 minus Fk means nu k into n. What is nu k here? 0.50 into n means 100. That is equal to 10A. Again 16 minus 50. Isn't it? 60 minus 50 is equal to 10A. 60 minus 50, 10. So A is equal to 10 by 10, that is 1 meter per second square. So this is the answer. So in this friction, all these problems are somewhat easy. Most of the students face some difficulty regarding two block system, that is block, one block or the other block. Okay. So here we have a problem. From the figure shown, find the accelerations of the block and the frictional forces on the block. If F is equal to 100 Newton, F equal to 300, F equal to 500 Newton. So this is the figure. A 40 kg mass is lying on the horizontal floor, and on this 40 kg here we have 10 kg block. Here the quotient of friction is 0.5 between two blocks, and the lower block, between the lower block and the floor, the quotient of friction is mu equal to 0.4. So on this lower block, it was given force is applied F. So before going to solve this problem, let us discuss a concept. For example, this is the surface and there is a body of mass M on which there is small body of mass small m is there. Here mu is equal to 0, that is the surface is smooth, but here we have the quotient of friction as mu, and the force capital F is applied on the lower block. So as the force capital F is applied on the lower block, then what happens? As there is no friction, as the surface is smooth, the body will be in motion, isn't it? So first what we have to do is we have to assume that both the bodies are moving together. So that means they will be having a common acceleration AC. So the common acceleration AC is equal to the force applied is F by total mass m plus m. So this is the common acceleration in which both the bodies are moving together, isn't it? So here what we have to do is, as the body is in motion and since the friction is there between two blocks, there will be a relative slipping, isn't it? But we have assumed that the bodies are moving with the common acceleration AC equal to F by capital M plus small m. So this is possible when this acceleration is much or less than or equal to the maximum acceleration of the small block. So for that we have to calculate the maximum frictional force. So the maximum frictional force F is equal to, what is the formula? Mu into N, right? So M means here mg. So this is the maximum frictional force, isn't it? Here we are applying the force F, the external force F is applied on the lower block, isn't it? And the block is moving because of this frictional force. Did you understand? So therefore the maximum frictional force F max is equal to mu mg. So the maximum acceleration of the block A is equal to F by M, so that is mu. So therefore the common acceleration AC is equal to F by capital M plus small m, which is less than or equal to A, that means mu. F by capital M plus small m less than or equal to mu g. If for example F by capital M plus small m is more than this one mu g, then what happens? There will be relative slipping. So the bodies will be experiencing two different accelerations. Did you understand? Okay. Similarly, there is a body of mass m on which there is another body of mass small m. Now here the force is applied on the lower block F. The surface is mu equal to 0. Here the friction quotient is mu. Now in this case also, first we have to assume that the system is moving, that is both the bodies are moving together so that they will be having a common acceleration. So A common is equal to the net force F by capital M plus small m, isn't it? So here we are applying the force on the upper block and both the bodies are moving. We have assumed like that. Now what we have to do is we have to find the maximum frictional force. Why? Because this block is moving because of this external force. Understood? So here as the block is moving, the frictional force will be acted in this way. Okay. So that frictional force will be responsible for the motion of this body. So therefore we have to calculate the maximum frictional force here. So as we discussed, the frictional force, its frictional force is responsible for this motion. So the maximum acceleration of this block we have to calculate. So first of all, its frictional force F is equal to mu into N. So mu into mg. So this frictional force is responsible for this motion of the block. So therefore the acceleration A is equal to F by its mass. So therefore A is equal to mu small m by capital M into g. Understood? So the common acceleration AC is equal to F by capital M plus small m less than or equal to A, that is mu small m by capital M into g. Did you understand? So the common acceleration is less than or equal to mu mg by capital M. Until this, both the bodies will be moving together. If the acceleration is more, that is F by small m plus capital M is more than this value, then both the bodies will be moving. That means there is a relative slipping and both the bodies will be moving with the different velocities, with the different accelerations. Understood? Okay. Now let's solve these problems. So here coming to this problem, on this lower block, that is 40 kg, F amount of force is applied. The friction coefficients are 0.4 between the lower block and the floor, and the coefficient of friction between these two blocks is 0.5. So if F is equal to 100 Newton, first case, if the 100 Newton force, that is the external force 100 Newton force is applied on this block, then what we have to do, we have to find the accelerations and the frictional forces on the blocks. Okay. So here the force F is applied on the 40 kg block, isn't it? Now first to find out the maximum frictional force for this one. Since the coefficient of friction is 0.4, the maximum frictional force for the lower block, that is DL, is equal to mu into N, isn't it? Where N is the normal reaction exerted by the surface. So mu is 0.4 here and n means mg. Here mass means 40 plus 10, 50, isn't it? So 50 into 10. We are taking g value as 10. So that means it will be, I think, 200. 200 Newton is the maximum limiting frictional force. Okay? But we have applied only 100 Newton. So from this, what can we say? Here the applied force EF is less than the maximum frictional force on the lower block. So from this we can say that the system will be at rest, isn't it? This is the maximum frictional force, that is 200 Newton. Clear? So if you apply the force which is more than this 200 Newton, then only the blocks will be moving, either moving together or they may be having relative slipping. But here the applied force is 100 Newton, so there is no slipping over this surface. So therefore the body will be at rest. So the acceleration of the lower block is A is equal to 0. Similarly, here as there is no relative slipping between these two blocks, between this block and surface, there will be no frictional force will be acted. Why? Because there is no tendency for this one, isn't it? There is no tendency of motion for this 10 kg block. So the frictional force acting on 10 kg block will be, frictional force acting on 10 kg block will be 0. Then what happens to the frictional force acting on the lower block? Is nothing but 100 Newton, isn't it? Static frictional force is the self-adjusting force. The body is still at rest. We are applying 100 Newton force. So the frictional force on the lower block will be 100 Newton force. Next. So let's talk about the second case, that is F is equal to 300 Newton. So if F is equal to 300 Newton, the applied external force F is equal to 300 Newton. So as the friction coefficient between the block and the surface is 0.4, now let us find the maximum frictional force. The maximum frictional force acting on this block, that is the lower block, is equal to mu into n. So mu, that is 0.4, n means mg. Here the total mass, normal reaction will be there. So that is n is equal to mg, mass is 50 kg and g is 10. So therefore the maximum frictional force is 200 Newton, isn't it? So here it is clear that the applied external force is greater than the maximum limiting frictional force. So what happens? Slipping will be taking place, right? Slipping will take place between the block and the surface. Okay? So as there is a slipping between the block and the surface, now let's find the acceleration of the system. For that, in the previous topic we have discussed that what we have to do, we have to assume that both the bodies are moving together. That means they will be having a common acceleration, isn't it? So here, let me draw this one. This is 40 kg and on this 10 kg block is there. Here friction coefficient is 0.5, here it is 0.4, mu equal to. So on this lower block I am applying 300 Newton. The frictional force, the maximum frictional force is 200 Newton. As the external force is more than the frictional force, there will be relative slipping between the block and the surface. Now what we have to do, we have to assume that the system is moving with common acceleration. So A common is equal to the net force 300 minus 200 by total mass 50. So 300 minus 200, that is 100 by 50, 2 meter per second square. So with 2 meter per second square, both the bodies will be moving together. Now let us check, is it possible or not? That means what we have to do, we have to find the maximum acceleration of the upper block. Understood? Here 40 kg block is slipping over the surface because of the external force, isn't it? But here there is no direct tendency of motion on 10 kg. Here 10 kg block will be maybe in motion because of the frictional force, isn't it? Now let us find out the frictional force acting on 10 kg block. So the maximum frictional force acting on 10 kg block, upper block, is equal to how much? Nu into N. So from this, A maximum is equal to F equal to Ma, so A equal to F by M. Nu into M means mg by M. So mm gets cancelled out. A max is equal to mu g. So 0.5 into 10, that is 5 meter per second square. Is it clear? So what did we get? The common acceleration AC is less than the maximum acceleration of the upper block. So it is clear that both the bodies are moving together. Did you understand? Everybody? So here the common acceleration is less than the maximum acceleration. So therefore both the bodies will move together. So bodies will be moving together with a common acceleration, that is 2 meter per second square. So acceleration is completed. Now let's talk about the frictional forces on the blocks. Okay. So on the lower block it is clear that, on the upper block, that is 10 kg. 10 kg block is moving with some acceleration AC is equal to 2 meter per second square and its mass is 10. So the frictional force will be acted in this way, isn't it? F is equal to MA, that is 20 Newton. Understood? So action is equal to minus reaction, therefore on this 40 kg block 20 Newton force will be acted in this way, and the maximum frictional force between the block and the surface is 200 Newton. This is the external force. So the frictional force acting on 40 kg block is how much? 200 plus 20, that is 220 Newton. The frictional force acting on the upper block is 20 Newton. Is it clear? Now let's talk about the third case, that is F is equal to 500 Newton. So here the third case is F equal to 500 Newton. If F is equal to 500 Newton, what is the case? What will be the acceleration of the block and what are the frictional forces acting on the blocks? You have to calculate. So the external force acting on the lower block is 500 Newton. Now first to find out the maximum frictional force acting on the lower block and the surface. So the maximum frictional force of the lower block F is equal to mu into N. So mu is here 0.4, N means mg. So total normal reaction will be 50 into 10. The maximum frictional force will be 200 Newton. Okay. So it is clear that F is greater than, that is the external force is greater than the maximum frictional force, F max. So what happens? There will be slipping take place between 40 kg and surface. Okay. Next. Now, what we have to do? As there is a relative slipping between the block and the surface, now first what we have to do? We have to assume that both the blocks are moving together, right? So that means we have to find out the common acceleration AC. Common acceleration AC is equal to F net by total mass. So what is the F net here? This is 40 kg. I am applying 500 Newton force and the frictional force is 200 Newton. So AC is equal to net force is 500 minus 200 by the total mass is 50 kg. So 300 by 50. So the common acceleration is 6 meter per second square. Isn't it? 0 0 gets cancelled, 5 6 are 30. So common acceleration is equal to 6 meter per second square. Now what we have to do? We have to check whether there is a slipping between two blocks or not. So for that what we have to do, sir? We have to calculate the maximum frictional force acting on this 10 kg. Did you understand? So the maximum frictional force F max acting on the upper block is equal to mu. So here there is a relative slipping between two blocks. So now let us find the accelerations of two blocks. On this 10 kg block, the frictional force acting will be mu into n. So the maximum frictional force on the upper block is equal to mu into n. So 0.5 into 10 into 10. So that is 15 Newton. So 15 Newton force will be acted on this block in this direction. So this is the frictional force 15 Newton. Reaction force will be in this. So that means on this 10 kg frictional force will be acting that is 15 Newton, and on this 40 kg that is the reaction force will be 15 Newton. Now the acceleration of the upper block is equal to how much? Force acting on the block is 15 Newton by its mass is 10, that is 5 meter per second square. The acceleration of the lower block is equal to how much? The frictional force acting is 250, that is 250 on the lower block, and the axial force is 500. So the net force is 500 minus 250, 200 plus 50 by its mass is 40 kg. So 250 by 40. So I think 5 by 2, 2.5 meter per second square. So this is the answer. Understood? So like this, two block system will be given in different cases. First thing what you have to do is, we have to check whether there is a relative slipping between the block and the surface or not. Okay? If there is a relative slipping, what we have to do? We have to assume that the system, the total system, that means both the bodies are moving together with a common acceleration. So we have to find out the common acceleration. And then what we have to do? The maximum frictional force acting on the upper block, we have to calculate. Hence by maximum acceleration. If the common acceleration is more than the maximum acceleration, then both the blocks will be slipping each other. That means slipping will be taking place between both the blocks. If not, both the bodies will be moving with same acceleration. Yes, it is very easy. Some students are feeling this as difficulty, feeling confusion about this one. So logic is, you have to check whether there is a relative slipping between block and surface. After that, you have to assume that the system is moving with the common acceleration. After finding that one, what you have to do? we have to find the maximum acceleration of the upper block. Is it clear? So here there is a relative slipping between two blocks. So now let us find the accelerations of two blocks. On this 10 kg block, the frictional force acting will be mu into n. So the maximum frictional force on the upper block is equal to mu into n. So 0.5 into 10 into 10. So that is 15 Newton. So 15 Newton force will be acted on this block in this direction. So this is the frictional force 15 Newton. Reaction force will be in this. So that means on this 10 kg frictional force will be acting that is 15 Newton, and on this 40 kg that is the reaction force will be 15 Newton. Now the acceleration of the upper block is equal to how much? Force acting on the block is 15 Newton by its mass is 10, that is 5 meter per second square. The acceleration of the lower block is equal to how much? The frictional force acting is 250, that is 250 on the lower block, and the axial force is 500. So the net force is 500 minus 250, 200 plus 50 by its mass is 40 kg. So 250 by 40. So I think 5 by 2, 2.5 meter per second square. So this is the answer. Understood? So like this, two block system will be given in different cases. First thing what you have to do is, we have to check whether there is a relative slipping between the block and the surface or not. Okay? If there is a relative slipping, what you have to do? We have to assume that the system, the total system, that means both the bodies are moving together with a common acceleration. So we have to find out the common acceleration. And then what we have to do? The maximum frictional force acting on the upper block, we have to calculate. Hence by maximum acceleration. If the common acceleration is more than the maximum acceleration, then both the blocks will be slipping each other. That means slipping will be taking place between both the blocks. If not, both the bodies will be moving with same acceleration. Yes, it is very easy. Some students are feeling this as difficulty, feeling confusion about this one. So logic is, you have to check whether there is a relative slipping between block and surface. After that, you have to assume that the system is moving with the common acceleration. After finding that one, what you have to do? You have to find the maximum acceleration of the upper block.